Hello and welcome to the video Spring Boot Logging Basics with me Nam Hami from CodeJava.net. Through this video, I will help you understand the Spring Boot logging architecture and how to write log messages, how to enable debug and trace for a Spring Boot application, how to configure a log level, how to customize a log format or log pattern, and how to use a log file. First, let's understand the logging architecture, which is used by Spring Boot. For internal logging, Spring Boot uses Apache Commons logging or Spring JCL, and for the public APIs, Spring Boot uses symbol logging facade for Java or SLF for J, which is the abstraction layer for a logging framework, so we can use different logging frameworks easily. And with the default configurations, Spring Boot provides support for Java util logging, log4j2, and Logback. And if we use Spring Boot starter, Logback is the default logging framework. Now let's open the Spring Boot project to understand the logging architecture used by Spring Boot. You see this here Spring Boot project in Spring Tools with IDE. And let's open its pom.xml file, the Maven dependency hierarchy here. And you can see the Spring Boot starter dependency depends on Spring Boot starter logging, which uses Logback, Log4j, Java util logging, and all this Logback, Log4j, and Java util logging working through the symbol logging facade for Java SLF for J here. And for internal logging, Spring Boot uses common logging, which is in the dependency Spring JCL here. You see. So that's to help you understand the logging architecture in Spring Boot. For internal logging, it uses Spring JCL common logging. For public APIs, it uses symbol logging facade for Java with default support for Java util logging, log4j2, and Logback. Next, I will show you how to write log messages in a Spring Boot project. Let's start this Spring Boot application to see the logging messages. Start. And you can see by default Spring Boot brings logging message in the console view, as you can see here. And the default log level is info, so only the log message with the level info, warning, and error display in the console. And let me explain the component of the logging message line here. This is the date, as you can see. This is a time. This is a log level info, warning, error, debug trace. This is a process ID of the process that runs the Java virtual machine. This is a separator, and this is the name of the thread, and this is a logger name, which is a fully qualified name of the class, and finally the log messages. So that's basically the components of the log message. And let me show you how to write log messages. Let's open this class Tommy error controller. As you can see here, First, we declare a logger. We use the SLF for J symbol logging facade for Java. So our logging code is independent from the actual logging framework, logging implementation. The logger factory from the SLF for J. We get the logger and provide the logger name, which is typically the class name. Then we can use various methods provided by the logger to write log messages. As you can see here, log.error. You can see we can use various methods provided by the logger to write different log messages in different log level. Debug, error, info, warning, info, warning, and chase. Yeah, you can see. Now let's write some log messages in another class in the submit user details service class here. Now let's declare a logger. Private, static, final. It should be static and final. Logger. Import logger from the package org.slf for J symbol logging facade for Java. So this logger will be independent from the actual logging framework. Logger and logger factory. We use the logger factory from the SLF for J. Get logger and provide the logger name, which is the class name here. Submit user details service dot class. So the first step is to declare a logger like this, and then we can use various methods provided by the logger. For example, now in the load user by username method here, I log info debug as the lowest logging level, lower debug, entering. Sorry. Authenticating user with email. And before that we print chase. For example, entering method load user by username. If username not found, here we log an error, logger error. User not found. And before returning the submit user details, we write a log with the level information. User authenticated successfully. and you write a log message with the log level warning logger 1. This is your warning message. We are testing logging with Spring Boot. That's it. That's basically how to write a log message in a Spring Boot project. We declare a logger and we use various methods: chase, debug, log error, one info to write log messages in different log levels. And you can see we use SLF 4J API. So our log statement is independent from the actual logging framework, and by default Spring Boot uses Logback as a default logging framework. Now save this file and we restart the application again, and now let's see the log message is printed in the console view. So I open the Chrome browser and head to http localhost 8080 me admin, and we are about to log in. You can see in the console view it prints some info, a log message here. I have logged in successfully, and let's see the console view, and you can see the log messages we write from the submit user detail service class. Here you can see this log message with the level warning, and the message is we are testing logging with Spring Boot, and another log message with the level info. The log message is authenticated successfully. You see, is authenticated successfully with the log level info and log level 1 warning. Because by default the log level in Spring Boot is info, so we see only the info and warning, and our error, the chase and debug are not displayed. Now let's log out and try to log in with the wrong username or password. And now in the console view you can see there's a log message with the level error, and you can see the log message user not found here. User not found here. Next, I will show you how to enable debug and chase logging for Spring Boot project and how to configure log level. You know, Spring Boot allows programmers to easily configure logging details through the application.properties file, and for the most common uses, we can configure logging details through this properties file. And if we wish to use a specific logging framework, you can provide the properties, the configuration file used by that logging framework. For example, logging.properties for Java util logging, log4j2.xml for log4j2, logback.xml for logback framework. Now let me enable the debug logging mode. Let's open the application.properties file here. You see application.properties. And here, to enable the debug logging, we simply specify this property debug equal true. That's it, very simple. And restart the application. With the debug log level, it will print a lot of information for debugging purpose in the console view. As you can see here, a lot of information you can see in the debug log level. But notice that the debug log level is applied for only some core loggers, Spring Hibernate. As you can see, we have a log message authenticating user with email here. And now let's see if this log message with debug level printed in the console or not. Now I log in again. And now in the console view. And you can see the warning and the information log messages we printed here. We are testing login with Spring Boot. User authenticated successfully. Let's search for this authenticating user with email. Fine. And you see string not found. That means the log level debug is applied only to some core loggers, Spring and Hibernate only. Our custom logger is not configured to show the debug log messages. So to show the debug log messages for our custom loggers, we need to configure the log level for a specific logger. So in Spring Boot, we specify logging dot level, and then the logger name. The logger name is class name here. com.subme.user. The package name com.subme.user equal debug. So we explicitly specify the logging level for this logger from this package com.subme.user. And let's restart the application. Save the file, it will restart automatically because I'm using a Spring Boot DEBUG tools. Okay, here we go. Just clear the console view and try to log in again. And let's see the console view. We should disable the debug true, and we configure the logging level for the root logging dot level for the root logger category also is debug. And let's stop the application and start again. So here how to configure the log level for the root logger or for a specific logger in the application.properties file. And now let's restart our Spring Boot application. A lot of information printed, so it's not easy to see the output. So it's better to stop. And I want to use the log level for only this logger name. Debug. You can copy the class name here to configure the logger name here. Okay, and start our application again with the log level debug for only this logger. Okay, here we go. And now let me log in again. I think we should use only the package name. Okay, now let's try to log in again. Sorry, the correct package name is com.shopme, not without the user. com.shopme, and the class shopme user detail service. Now we start again. Okay, let me log in again. And you can see now it works with the debug log message authenticating user with email here, namsm@codejava.net here. So that's how to configure logging level for a specific logger name, and we configure the debug level. Similarly, you can enable the chase logging level. So in this application properties file, that specifies the property chase equal true, and then Spring Boot we print the log message for the chase level. And note that the chase logging level we print very huge information to the console view, so it is not recommended in production. You can see the chase log level here, huge information printed in the console view. So I have to stop the application now because it will take a lot of time to start the server with the trace logging level. Next, I will show you how to customize a log format or log pattern in case you don't like the default log format log pattern like this: date, time, log level, process ID, thread name, logger name, and message. So in the application properties file, we specify this property logging dot pattern dot console to specify our customized our own log format pattern for the log messages in the console view. I want to, for example, I want to show the log level first, so I can use this conversion word percent level for the log level, and then I want to show the date time next, so I use this syntax. This is a logging pattern for Logback, because by default Spring Boot use a Logback. I want to show the day first, day, and then month, and then year, and then the time, hour, minute, second, milliseconds, and then the thread name inside brackets, thread name, thread, and then the logger name. The logger name with length more than 36 characters will be abbreviated. And finally is log message MSN, and then the new line character. You see, before the default log format used by Spring Boot, we have the date, time, log level, process ID, thread name, and logger name and message. And now let's use our customized log format. Save and start. Sorry, we got an error here. Parser error. My mistake. Okay, save. And now we can see the new log format in the console view. We have the log level first, and then the date with day first, and then month, and then year, and time, thread name. Oh, we have error in for the logger. Sorry, my mistake. Okay. And now you can see it prints the logger name correctly, and then followed by the log message. But you can see with our customized log pattern, it is not color. So with Logback we can use color to color the log messages. Let me show you how. For example, we want to highlight the log level. We can use the percent highlight. for the logging level here. Save, and you can see the log level is highlighted here, info in blue, warning in red or brown. And then we want to display the date in yellow color, for example, yellow. So the advantages of using Logback is that we can color the log. You can see yellow here, and I want to color the thread in blue, thread name in blue, and the lower name in cyan color, and finally the log message in green color. Green color. Okay. Now you see. We have the log message is a color. We must color yeah. Okay. You see, that's how to use customize log format, log pattern with coloring like this. You see. And lastly, I will show you how to use log file for a Spring Boot project. Beside outputting the log messages to the console, we can easily output the log message into a text file. So to do so, we just specify this property logging dot file dot name, and then the log file name, for example, shop me backend log dot txt. Then we write the log message into this file, which is relative to the project directory, and save. And let me open the directory for this project. This directory. Shop me backend, and you can see the log file created here. Shop me dash backend dash log here. Open it, and you can see the content of the log message saved into this file. Let me open this with Notepad++ to see. You can see, and note that the log format in the log file is the default log format used by Spring Boot. As you can see, it is different. It's different than the customized log format we use for the console view here, which log level come first. But in the log file is date come first. You see. So if you want to specify the log pattern for the log file, we can specify here this property logging dot pattern dot file, and then the logging pattern for the log message in the file. So I copy this log pattern. For the log file, we cannot highlight use color, so remove the conversion words for color here. Blue, thread name, sign. In the log file, I want to show the log level next to the date time. Okay. And now save the changes. Reload, and you can see it is updated to display the date and time first, and then the log level. You see. So you can see it's very easy to configure the most common uses of logging in Spring Boot through the properties in the application.properties file here. Debug trace logging level pattern for the console output, pattern for the file output, log file name. Well, so far you have learned the logging architecture used by Spring Boot, how to write log messages for a Spring Boot project, how to enable debug and trace logging, how to configure log level, how to customize a log format, log pattern, and how to use a log file. For references, you can see the Spring Boot logging documentation here by googling logging Spring Boot features, and for the log pattern layouts of the Logback for Logback layouts. I hope you will find this video helpful. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. Thank you.